much time on recapping because you guys know where you are. You're in the middle of a fight. In the middle of the fight, you see on the other side of the giant beam of light in the middle of this temple, you can kind of see flanking either side of it to what you assume to be priests or aristocrats or something. They're in much fancier and finer garb that's not armor. And you can see a figure kind of hazily through the light on the other side that you think is your goal here. Jelith, Jadali's brother. And in the middle of this light, you see kind of floating about 40, 50 feet up in the air, but you're pretty sure, judging by his fine robes and jewels that is on him, the body of the former emperor of the empire. And you all landed behind the temple, came rushing in. All of the guards are swooping towards you as the crowds are kind of parting and trying to get out of the way and out of the temple. And we are starting with Ori, who currently has a giant hand swinging around.
We're going to continue that. We're going to move a little bit, though. To zoom in so I can see, because make sure the littles that I see. Yeah, I know. I'm like, make sure that I get beside friendly and not. Okay. The last I remember, I think Trixie, I don't know if anybody else was doing it, but they were like getting the princess, they were flying her off. So they're in the process of, like, I don't know, going somewhere is what I remember. Am I correct in remembering?
Trixie is flying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Trying to deliver her towards the light in the dais in the middle.
Okay. We move the turn order. Yeah, there's a person. Okay. We're gonna move. Zoom. What's this?
What's that?
Like a bed? This is something that they're trying to get away from?
That is Button's pet zombie.
Oh, okay. Good to know, because I was like, what did... I did not remember that.
Yeah, Button's a spore druid, so if they kill somebody, they can bring them back as a zombie.
Okay. I am going to move... Oh, Lord, have mercy. Her a little bit closer. Oh, God. Between, I guess, like... Oh, God. I don't know. Who's coming up on this side? Are these, like... I know, I should have asked all this already, but these spiky things, are they up in the air or are they on the ground?
You're seeing
both?
The bases, they're both. So these are like big arches like you'd see on like the side of a cathedral or something like that. They're arching up into the air. So essentially you are not getting over or around any of them.
Okay, so this one's on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll stay there and just go ahead with Bigsby's hand and... Lordy,
I believe they were previously knocking this one around.
Yeah.
Because that's the one that's a little bit more fucked up.
Alright, let's continue. Oh, I rolled a hit. That's it. Do it again. Oh. What do I roll? Just a... Oh. Why does it the spell roll to hit first? Anyway.
You can also just pick up one of your at-home dice.
Yeah. +8. Come on, you.
It's now canon that Finn collects eggshells for Ori's opponents.
Please. I don't know if an 18 hits.
Let us see. It, 18 will hit for him.
Ew.
Take that first one. You're just straight up punching.
Yep, just like, you know, she was, you know, trying to save the hamsters, but like, it's to knock out, but we're just, you know, pow.
Okay.
I don't know you, that's my purse.
You ball up the fist and send it straight at this guy, and you see him kind of wheel around as you connect pretty solidly, and he is now trying to figure out how to square off against a giant spectral hand that is directly in front of him. It's not a situation most guards are trained for. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I don't believe so. Let me see, bonus actions. Nah, not at the moment. Hanging tight.
Okay. Booker. There's a giant hand in front of you that's dealing with the one directly in front of you, but there's another one that's right on your side.
I'm gonna... How wounded is the one in front of me?
This one is pretty fucked up at this point. This guy looks pretty fresh still.
Oh, so the one that... This one is the one that this one is fine.
Yeah, more or less.
Okay, then I'm going to spin in place and start cutting him up. Where's my roller? Okay, we're gonna go with 1 and 2
First
and
one will hit.
3.
First and third one will hit.
Okay. First for 10, third for also 10.
Kyle, hi.
I guess Booker will move. No, there's not really a better spot for him to stand in. That's it. That's my turn. I think that's fine.
Okay. Going to shuffle some of these guys around. He, now realizing that there's stuff, he's gonna come up here. And... he's gonna take a pot shot, 2 pot shots at Finn, because he has a clear shot at him now. So it is a 16 and a crit.
Oh god. They both hit.
Oh no!
Alright. So that is not plugged in yet. I don't know why. That's unfortunate. So you are going to be taking and 8, 4. Mm, 15 piercing and 9 radiant damage.
Oh jeez. What's the math on that? 24?
Yes.
Thank you. That hurt.
I will say, just advice for everybody, even if you're not using the sheet on Roll20 for everything. Keeping up with your HP on Roll20 is very easy. At least to me. Just plugging it into your little circle and then just being able to be like, okay, minus 15, minus this, and getting it through. That's just me, though. This one's gonna come around behind. And you have your own stuff. He's also gonna take some pot shots. Ori, you're the furthest back. So... 8.
Oh, shoot, wrong.
It's a 19 hit, because I'm sure an 8 doesn't.
Oh, yeah, the 19 definitely hits.
For 5 piercing and 2 radiant.
Alright, so she has resistance to radiant and piercing's reduced by 2, so somebody help me math it.
So I said 5, so it's 3 piercing and then 1 radiant.
Okay. 4. Radiant, got it. 1, 2, 3, 4.
This guy up here is gonna swing at Big Bees. $17 and a 23. I have an AC of 20 on a Big Bees. So the second one will hit for... There's my D10.
I had Big B's written down on a piece of paper for its HP. Where did I put it? Just seen it.
11 slashing
Hey.
and 6 radiant onto Big B's. 17 total.
Calculator.
It doesn't have any resistances that I'm aware of.
I don't believe so.
And Jean Booker, you're gonna be the last of this batch.
What am I the last of?
The last one that I'm gonna be swinging at.
Oh.
Well, 10 will miss. 23, I'm assuming hits though.
Yep.
For 7 slashing and 6 radiant.
Okay.
Koya. There's one directly in front of you.
Okay. I mean, I'm gonna do the usual.
Or he's just behind Koya doing like the Yzma, like, hit him on the head.
First,
24 will definitely hit.
damage on that. And the D4 Glaven.
That will miss.
And then the extra attack.
That will hit. Oh, he looks very fucked up.
And I will just end by moving to the opposite side of him.
Okay. Gonna take another round of turns here. He's gonna take a swing at you in retaliation. Let me see, huh? Well, that's gonna miss. Now we get close to will a 20 hit?
Yeah.
6, 7, 8 slashing and 3 radiant. Oh, I've been drastically underdoing their damage. Oopsie.
What?
I've been rolling 1d4. It's supposed to be 3 and 4d4.
Oh no.
Oopsie.
I'm in danger.
Just a little bit. This one's gonna come up and try to take a pot shot at Big Bees. Yeah, he's looking up here. 17 will miss. 23 will hit.
Oh, big beast.
Hey, at least it's Big B's being primarily targeted and
I
not
know.
Ori.
Yep. You're doing your job. F5.
$16 slashing and I rolled straight ones on that damage. 3 radiant.
Oof.
These guys are coming in here. Amy is not with us tonight. Does somebody else want to run the button, or should I? I will run the button then. Let me see. I hope she did her homework. And put her shit here. She did. That makes it significantly easier. We're gonna smack with a staff, if I can find the staff. 19 will hit for and won't you know that this one is dead. There's
Yay.
button. Yes.
You need to? I don't know if
What'd you say,
you can do
Iris?
something. The zombie?
Yeah, I'm getting to that. I'm having
Okay, gotcha.
to like step by step through the stack of abilities.
Hey, just try to help.
This guy, do we have the full sheet in here? I believe we do. Yes, we do. How far do you go? Not very far. Yeah, he only has a 20-foot movement speed. But she's gonna send him shambling this way to try and block off the shots towards Ori. And Trixie, you're up while I move another set of these.
What was that?
You're up.
Okay. I'm gonna just try and get the princess closer, but I has a question.
Mm-hmm.
Could I use patient defense to help block the princess instead of myself?
Sure.
Okay, cool. So that's I spend a key point and I can get the dodge action as a bonus action for my turn.
Gotcha. So essentially how I'll rule that is if you do get shot at or hit, you can essentially turn and get her out of the way, but you will still take that hit.
Yep, that's the goal. But I'll use my full turn to move closer. I can't see the page, but
Okay. Do you know roughly how far you go if you're doing a full dash?
I have 45, so that's 80, 90.
Jesus
Cool.
Christ.
Fly, you fools!
Monks.
But yeah, that'll be my turn.
But you gotta stay here. You're not along for the ride. So Finn, Booker, you just see the moth and the princess flying overhead as fast as they can manage to go. And as soon as she kind of enters into the primary temple, you see Jadali kind of like perk up just a little bit, kind of like trying to raise herself a little bit higher so she is seen a little bit more in Trixie's arms. And she seems to be kind of working herself up to say something, and you're not quite sure what. Finn, is your turn.
And it was this one here that hit me.
Yes.
And they're made of metal, right?
They have metal armor.
Great.
Jesus.
It's a very sad 3, but I get to add 4 to that, so 7 fire damage.
So that takes your primary action this turn, and then your bonus actions following turns. Is there something you'd like to do with your bonus action?
Not this turn.
Con saving throw or drop. Disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until the next turn. Okay. One of the low-key scariest spells in this entire game that people forget exist. It's kind of a war crime. Okay. So this guy's close enough to do anything useful. No. So as you are making the armor on this elf, which I will add, these elves are in full head to toe, or at least the ones with that particular image, full head to toe plate mail. So it goes from being this kind of shiny, almost star-like silver to suddenly starting to glow orange. And you can hear the sizzle start in the immediate panic. And as this is happening, Jadali kind of raises herself up a little bit higher and calls out as loud as she can over the din of the fighting. I am Princess Jadali. I am here to lay my claim. And you see both of the priests on the dais kind of pause and blink as they're looking at her. And you get the distinct impression that they would kind of, they almost want to turn and talk to each other, but they can't with their position as they glance into the white light, then back. And one of them lifts an arm and points. You have been accused of treason. You have no claim. And at that point, you see a figure start to walk around as Shelith is now engaged in whatever is happening as he hears his sister's voice. Or you're up.
We're gonna move away from.
Ouchies.
Yeah, gonna move. We're gonna stay behind. I don't know how big Koye is right now, but we're gonna. I'm here for support. How does Finn look right now? Like,
Over half.
okay, let's do this then.
A little bruised up, but good.
Yeah. Some of those hits hard. Let's go ahead and do Bigsby's and get that out of the way.
And keep swinging at the same one.
Yeah. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, Lord. 15.
15 to hit. That will miss, unfortunately.
Okay. Then she will... How far does that reach? 120 feet. Who's all beside Booker?
This is the one he's squaring off with right now.
Mm-hmm. And these are the elves in armor?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You know, we're just gonna try it and use that Heartbreaker's brooch. It's 120 feet. We're gonna try Crown of Madness on the one that Booker is fighting.
Interesting. Okay. What do I need to roll for that?
Let's see. I think the spell DC for that Heartbreaker's brooch is 13, so they're probably gonna make it. But
And it's a wisdom.
it's a spell I don't have to expend.
Mm-hmm. They are not the most wise, so you have a chance. Where's the 20? That's gonna fail. He rolled a 3.
Boy. Okay, so charm for whatever duration from like me, and then it can attack against a creature other than itself that I mentally choose, and I choose the what is this up here, the gold thing?
The gold, that is another astral elf. Essentially, the way I have worked it is if you zoom in close and you see like the kind of gold and red ring, those are bad NPCs.
Okay, we're going for that one.
So you're instructing him to attack over there.
Yes, over there.
Okay, gotcha.
And it says that the target can make wisdom saving throw at the end of each of its turns.
It does have to attack before it moves. Okay. So, is that your turn?
It's gotta, yeah.
So we are going to resolve these really fast. This one is gonna take a shot at the zombie, because that's what's heading towards him. It's gonna miss. That's also gonna miss. I'm pretty sure. Let me double check. No, the second one will hit. So that will hit. 1 damage will put it down. Then it has to make a con save. Actually, no, that is radiant damage. So the zombie's gone.
No.
He's going to creep up a little bit closer. This one has been told to attack. It has to attack before it moves. It currently has a sword. It's going to throw the sword, so we'll roll this at disadvantage. An 18 will hit.
Nice.
It's an interesting conundrum that this is the reason. Four. Okay. And then he's going to start heading towards him. Which, Joe, are you back?
Yep, I am back.
You now get an attack of opportunity as this guy shambles past to go fight his buddy.
Okay.
That'll hit.
27. 13.
Double check. Okay, it's gonna make another wisdom check because that's gonna be the end of his turn. With his sword on the ground. Walking up to his friend. That's an 11. That's not gonna do much for it, so you still got your puppet.
Yay!
This one's gonna smack Bigby's. $13 will miss. 18 will miss. He's not doing so great. And this one doesn't really know what's going on. Is going to actually backtrack a little bit. She'll give this one a chance. Can he do an unarmed strike? Not well. Okay. Booker, it's your turn.
Okay. I forgot that I had hasted last time. So I'm just going to ignore all these guys. And I'm going to run... Trixie's airborne, right? So I can run through her?
Yes.
I'm going to run, and then that is 60 feet. I will double move, and then get right in this guy's face.
Okay.
And move, and then haste action to move, and then main action to attack twice, and then bonus action to attack.
Huh?
Right?
Move. And then you dashed, right?
Yeah, dashed with my haste dash.
Okay.
And then get, 60, yeah, because my speed is doubled to 60, so I move 120 with a move and a dash, and then I use my main action to get 2 attacks and a bonus action to get an extra attack.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna roll my attacks now. 1, 2, and 3.
I'm gonna get his stamp back up. No, why are you doing this to me? Oh. Okay. Attack. And... the second and third one will hit.
Okay. That will be 12 and 9 damage, respectively.
Got anything else up your sleeve? Got anything you want to say now that you're face to face with this guy?
I'm drawing a blank. I got nothing.
Okay. So, guess who has now become the biggest concern? As you get up in Jealous face, these guys see that you are near the prince. Let me see. Oh. Yeah. So you end up with these two coming up the stairs and flanking you. And there's the warriors, so you're gonna get a whole bunch of attacks. That'll miss. I don't think a 12 hits. 20?
20 will hit.
A 10 won't. Okay.
No. Are they attacking with advantage?
Technically they should be.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're flanking me.
So that is 20 would be the second hit. 5 and 6 will not hit. 16.
16 does not get there.
So still only one. Doing a good job, boys, on protecting your supposed king. That's gonna be 10 slashing, 10 radiant.
Okay.
And then this one will step over here. It's gonna take some which one? Oh, you're the guard here. You see him, rather than reaching for his sword or a bow across his back, you see him lift a hand, and the gauntlet around his hand begins to glow. And he will make 2 radiant ray attacks on you. I'm just going to do... That's a crit. That's a 19.
That'll hit.
I'm sorry, Joe, but you knew what was going to happen when you face off against the Emperor.
No, it's fine.
Where's my other D10? There it is. I need a calculator. I'm gonna take 48 from the first one.
Okay.
And then... from the second.
Booker's down.
You're near.
So I'm actually down after the first one, so I fail 2 death saves.
I hope a healer can get to you.
Mm-hmm.
Koya, it's your turn.
Okay, boss. I think we're just gonna move and dash. First 30 would get me right next to Finn. I think dash leaves me next to Big Beast Man.
Mm-hmm.
Is it for me?
Okay. And it is Button's turn. Let me see what Button has here that might be able to help. How far is that? So, 30 feet, get you right about there. Do you have any fun spells here? How thick is that? Okay. That's a possibility. Button is going to cast a big boy spell. I feel like that is warranted here. And cast Wall of Fire to try and shut some of these people off. I leave it up to y'all. Do you want to shut off some of the people up on the north half or on the south half? Hello?
Does anyone feel strongly?
I mean, it looks like there's more people on the bottom half, but we have one down on the top half, so I'm inclined to say top.
I was thinking bottom.
I was thinking on bottom, but I could be. Don't trust what I say.
Iris?
I said protect the party. So I was saying top, I guess. Whatever is closest to us.
Charles.
Because
So we got two top, two bottom. You're now the deciding vote.
Oh, you fucks.
Bottom. Bottom? Okay. So we are doing a 60-foot line. Here. Yeah. That'll work. And this one is gonna have to make a save real fast. Spell save 16. Which it will pass. It'll still take half. For a good chunk of damage on him. as he is kind of knocked back behind the fire. So you now have the bottom half of the map more or less cut off. They're gonna have to go all the way back around to try to get to anybody. Trixie, you're up as these guys start their migration the other way. Iris, you be muted.
Sorry, my phone like alt-tabbed. Shit's getting shitty here. The thing is, if Trixie drops to try and help Booker, the princess is gonna be fucked. So I think Trixie's gonna keep to the plan for now.
Got any spells?
No, I don't think I do. If I do, it's only one. Let's see. Okay, so I have an idea. I don't know if you'll let me use it this way, though. Silent image. Right? To make a cloud of smoke.
Weird.
I can't really see the map, but try and make it A, harder to hit Booker, and B, kind of block our path in a bit, if that is possible.
So, with silent image, because what you're really wanting is fog cloud.
I don't have it.
I would say you might be able to do something to obscure somebody, like something or somebody from somebody else. But if they're up close and personal, that's going to be you're not going to be able to do any type of cover with that. And Booker is surrounded.
Oh, okay. All I've got... Oh, I have closed wounds. I think. Damn it, I can't get into Roll20.
Is it updated on Roll20?
I don't know. I usually keep the D&D Beyond updated.
Let me see if you have something. Silent image, fairy fire, bless, sacred flame, and guidance are the only things I see on Roll20.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Jadali did tell you that she has some combat training. She's just not the best at it.
Could... Where, the prince/king dude, he's near Booker, right?
Mm-hmm. Directly in front of Booker.
And how far off is the dais from where we are?
You were actually relatively close. Let me see here. You were 60 feet from it. The gaggle.
Okay. I actually I'll do this. I'll ask the princess, where do you want to go? What's the plan? Because I can get you in, but we will get surrounded.
Jadali just kind of tilts her head a little bit, looking around, and she'll nod to the group. Get me over there. I can try something.
Okay. Trixie will do what she asked. Get in. I don't know how far that is, but...
They'll take 60 feet. So you get over there with just a movement.
Okay. And Is there any enemies to hit around here?
Yeah, there's the two immediately behind Booker.
Oh, I can reach. Perfect. Okay, then yeah, I'll hit the one behind Booker then.
Okay.
I have my D20 here. Really? It's not one.
Yeah, no.
You hit Booker.
You hit damn near close to it.
I tried. I get a second attack though.
Mm-hmm.
That... I need new dice. That's another one.
Mm-hmm.
You hit Booker again.
Sorry!
That's all right.
Trying. That's my turn.
This one is going to raise a similar glowing gauntlet behind Koya and take aim. $25 will hit, and 8 will not. HMC, huh? Five, 10, 13 radiant damage to Koya.
Okay.
This one will come out. This one will come out. This one's gonna come this way. Gonna fire some shots at Trixie. $21 and a 22. Do you know your AC offhand?
Yeah, it's 20.
Okay. I keep rolling and then immediately losing my d8s. I don't know where they're fucking disappearing to. Uh, 16 first hit, and then another 16 on the second hit. Are you keeping track of your health, my friend?
Me? Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Except for 16.
Yes, 2 16s.
Ooh.
32 in total.
Okay. Trixie's not looking so hot either.
Finn?
Okay, well, seeing shit happening, gonna leave this guy and not do the heat. Gonna cast haste on himself.
You have haste?
Yeah. Which gives him 50.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna use 30 to go here, purposefully staying 5 feet away from everybody. And then he is gonna use his extra action to dash
Okay.
and run his little butt over here. And that's it.
Okay. So you get up to Booker. You see Trixie is also looking pretty bloody and beat up. As Jadali kind of slithers her way out of Trixie's arms, kind of squirming until she is put down. She drops down, not super gracefully, but she does land on her feet. And you can see the confusion and the just sheer fury on Jealous' face at seeing her alive. And she straightens up, looks at him, looks at the priest that is now behind you, Finn, and lifts a hand into the air. And it's the hand that has the ring on it. And as she lifts the hand, you see it kind of shine and wink in the light, and then it starts to glow. Same color as the beam of light at the center of the temple. And she looks the priest dead in the eye and shakes her head. I was wrongly accused of treason. But that doesn't matter either way. Anyone who has one of the royal rings has the right to challenge for the throne. And the priest opens his mouth, and she kind of takes a little bit of a step forward. Tell me that I'm wrong. Tell me that I don't understand the ways of our people that were set down by my ancestors. And the priest closes his mouth. And there's a very slow nod. You're not wrong. So long as you still have that ring, you have the right to demand a trial. And Jillith spins towards this priest, raises a hand as if he is going to hit him, but stops himself. Perhaps realizing such an action in the middle of all of this, with all of these witnesses, wouldn't be wise. And with that, the priest picks up the staff that he is carrying and bangs it onto the dais. And the sound echoes through the temple. And all of the soldiers and guards pause, looking towards the priest, looking towards the light, as if trying to figure out what they're supposed to do. The priest raises his staff, and there's a similar glint of light at the crystal embedded in the head. We have a demand for a trial. And demands must be answered. And all of you realize that the guards don't look like they're about to attack anymore. You'll have a moment, brief moment out of combat. What are you all doing?
Feed treat.
Get to Booker?
Feed treat.
There was a long enough time that I feel entitled to make a death save for the drama.
You can. I was actually going to ask for it.
Okay, then I'm going to roll my death save. Where's my dice tray? Hold. I have to get up and go get it.
You're supposed to be prepared, man.
Okay. Now that I got it set up. What am I trying to beat again? Is it just 10?
It's just 10.
That's a 4.
Booker, you're barely conscious as you see your friends start to arrive. And you can hear words. You can hear, think the princess. You can feel somebody beside you start to grab you and start to lift your head. Something being pushed towards your face, but you are gone before you can even register what it might be. What are the last things that you're thinking?
Booker, in the moments before death, he thinks about his family and the community he was a part of, and how he'll never get to kill them.
Okay. I'm going to take you aside. I'm going to mute all of the noises on Twitch. I'm going to have a very quick conversation with you in Murder Room.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of you, take a 5.
hope you guys know how to function without a captain. Unless someone has a revive ability.
I think Button has access to one, but is not prepared right now. What does Button have? I know she doesn't have. Oh, they do have this. Okay. Cody, are you here? No. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. I know I said a 5. I lied, I think. Charles.
Hey.
Iris.
Here.
Mandy.
Yep.
Okay. So if none of you need to go get water or anything, we can continue. Finn, as you kind of lift Booker's head, prepared to shove a treat into his mouth, fully prepared to just like manually chew for him if absolutely needed. You shove it into his mouth and then you kind of pause as you feel him kind of go a little heavier. You touch his chest and there's no breathing. You check a pulse. You realize he's gone. What are you all doing? Nothing. Cool. Okay.
Trixie is kind of between looking at the princess and Booker, and like she doesn't want anything to happen to princess because that's the whole point of the plan. But Booker's not moving. She's a little unsure what to do, but worry is definitely on her face and concern.
Well, how are they?
Button will come up around as quickly as Button can manage. And Button, I believe, and Amy can tell me to fuck off if I'm wrong, is just socially inept enough to state the obvious out loud. I believe he is dead. Which is immediately met by a tightening of hands around the staff and a turning towards the closest guard. Button might swing if nobody stops them.
Alright, field promotion, Trixie, Captain. Yeah.
Trixie'll stop Button. She'll again glance at the princess, but then rush over to the other group. Not right now, Button. We can't We shouldn't really be causing a problem here. Is there... Do any of you have some kind of spell? There has to be something.
Ori steps up and it's not going to work, but she will cast Spare the Dying. I'm too late.
Trixie, you'll turn the button. I assume you don't have anything that's not that, pointing over towards the zombie.
See Button kind of think. And we'll walk over and tap Booker on the head. And I will cast a gentle repose.
What? Button, that's not what...
It is all I can do. Perhaps somebody else in the fleet will know what to do.
Anyone?
What'd you say, Iris?
Anyone. Like, anyone else have any ideas or know anyone else that could do that? We can't take him to Grimzod.
I mean...
We can't. We are not having an undead captain.
And Jadali just kind of like, you see her lips thin a little bit as she looks. And she shakes her head. And then she gestures towards Booker. She looks towards the priest and towards her brother. There's been enough bloodshed right now. I demand a trial by champions. And the priest slowly nods. You see the other one starting to walk around the light to join, and you realize now that you're seeing them both closer that they are mirror images of each other. Not just their clothing and the various ornamentations that they have, but even in appearance. They look shockingly alike, but at the same time, just different enough. Jelith looks towards Jadali, and there's a smirk on his face as he shakes his head. You sure you want to do that, sister? Seems your champion didn't last very long, and he actually will kick Booker's boot.
Can Trixie kick his boot out of the way? Like, intercede?
Yeah, you can stick your foot out in front and move really fast and stick your foot out in front so that essentially he's kicking your foot instead.
Yeah, and just glare.
And Jadali kind of frowns and looks down to Booker again. And then she'll look up towards you, Trixie. And when she manages to catch your eye, there's a question on her face.
Trixie will look at her, and her little antennae will twitch a little bit as she sends over to Jadali. Do you have some sort of plan here? Because we're all really roughed up.
I know what champion he will choose. It's an enemy unlike any you would have faced. But I don't know that any of us are getting out of this temple if we don't try for the trial.
Is it a one-on-one?
She shakes her head. I'm allowed to name up to 8 people as tradition.
And how soon?
And she kind of grimaces a little bit and looks towards the priest. How long to prepare the battlefield? The priests look at each other. You can assume by their facial expressions that they are also communicating from some sort of telepathy. And they look back. We will have the arena prepared within the hour.
That was said out loud?
Yes.
Okay. Trixie will turn to the crew. Kind of look each one of them in the eyes. Trying not to... not that she's not trying to look at where Booker was, but it's hard, you know? And she'll send to each of them, are you up for this? This is the only way we can save our planet.
Or he just nods.
Finn? Koya?
Tori's in,
Ko-
Finn's in.
Koya also not. I mean, my planet's already gone. Looking like you're captain now.
Trixie grimaces at that comment. I assume Button's in on this because it's Button.
Yeah.
So okay. She'll turn to Jadali. You've got our support.
Jadali nods. And I name my champions crew of the Lady Luck. Those that will stand in the arena for me. And Jelith just looks over you all, and there's a slow smile that you see, and it's a smile that sends a shiver down each of your spines. And I, as the rightful heir, will choose as my champion the Zodar. And as he says that, from the castle, the palace, stands down the pathway from the temple. You hear a very loud clang and the tumbling of rock. And from the walls that surround the castle, as they crumble away, you see a figure standing nearly 12 feet tall, slowly emerge as if made into the wall itself. A figure of iron and dark metal that none of you can quite place. That once it fully emerges, takes one step that you can hear echoing even all this way away. And feel it in the ground. And this is what you see, if it will copy. I feel like this is a really nice cliffhanger to end it on, even though it's a little early.
You're gonna end that soon?
Yeah. Not gonna be, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't have the arena prepared.
Oh, okay.
I was expecting y'all to be here just a little bit longer.